Welcome back to The World Is
Fucked.
Totally Fact.
Yeah,
isn't
absolutely.
it? It's completely fact. But welcome anyway. You can, if you enjoy our rambling,
Shit.
totally unscripted,
Yeah.
completely made up on the spot podcast, you can listen to it again as many times as you want on iHeartRadio
Yep.
and the rest of those places.
Do this round in the quiz, right? And then we'll get into some mad stories, right?
All right.
Song meanings, right?
Okay.
Song meanings. So these are A or B, right? And I just did it last week because I did the whole quiz around hinting at ABBA, right? Just to wind people up.
Just hinting at ABBA.
Someone didn't like ABBA, so I made the whole quiz about ABBA just to wind them
Who
up.
doesn't like ABBA?
Ah, this one person. But it was great. It was hilarious.
Probably lying.
Probably just looking for attention.
Yeah.
So here's song meanings, right? You got to tell me what is the real song meaning. Number one, Tiny Dancer by Elton John's and Bernie Taupin's. Is the meaning behind that song women who fixed their clothes and then shagged them? Or B, that time they went to a midget musical?
Are
A
you
or B?
asking me, wait a second here.
Which
This
one
is
of
all
those,
very sudden.
which of those is the real story behind the song
Women
Tiny
who
Dancer?
fixed their clothes.
Yeah.
Who's there? Who's they?
Bernie and
and
Elton's,
Elton.
Yeah.
Oh, because this is when Elton, before Elton
Around-
was.
Yeah, when he was off, when he wasn't doing that and he was doing that.
He was.
Yeah.
Two at once,
yeah,
probably.
they're playing the double piano, whatever you call it.
Just turn your hands
The
the other
double
way.
bass.
Just turn your hands the other way, Elton.
Woo! Din, 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 woo! He's good with the fingers.
Ah, he is.
Yeah,
So the women fixed Elton's clothes and Bernie's clothes, and then Elton and Bernie said, "Thank you very much," shagged them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or that's
is it the time that they went to a midget musical?
Yeah.
I don't think we're supposed to say midget.
I didn't say it. It's on the screen. It's in the quiz.
You did write it, though.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to take a crazy wild guess at this one.
Yeah.
And I reckon that Elton, because he was so deep in the closet at the time,
Oh, yeah.
and Bernie, whoever he is,
He wrote songs. He's
We're
Billy
talking-
Elliot in the movie.
what do you mean?
The guy who played, what's his name? The guy who played Billy Elliot played Bernie Taupin in the movie.
The guy who played Billy Elliot. Oh,
Jamie
in
Bell.
the Elton John. I thought you were saying Bernie Taupin played Billy Elliot in the Billy Elliot movie.
It's just the way my head works.
But you meant the guy who played Billy Elliot played Bernie Taupin.
I acted against him as well.
You acted against him?
Against him, yeah.
What, like a sort of wizard battle?
We were in a movie called 6 Days, and I was the head of the English police, and it was when the Iranian hostage thing happened.
You were in a serious dramatic role.
Yeah, right. I'll show you. I'll get the clip
I
and
need
I'll
to
show
find
you.
it.
Yeah. And so we're doing the first day of filming, and it was filmed in like Newmarket, but supposed to be London.
Of course.
So it was when the SAS first started. So Billy Elliot was playing Rusty Fairman, the guy who was like, he's supposed to be this. The real guy is this working class hard man. They were soldiers in the army, and then when
They did the
then
SAS.
they did the SAS. They were the best of the best, and they were the ones that broke in, and all that shit happened, right?
Right.
So I'm playing the head of the police. So we're sitting there in the trailer, getting ready, getting makeup and stuff like that, and Billy Elliot, that's his name from now on, sits beside me, a bit of chat, and he goes, "What's your role?" And I explained,
I'm the head of the police.
head of the police, and he sat there and he looked at me, and then he changed and he wouldn't speak to me for the rest.
So was he
of the
method
filming.
acting?
He was trying to method act. So eventually he explained why he was like that was because he would have fought in Belfast against Irish people, and the fact that I was Irish, and then because I was head of police, I was educated Irish. So there's two different reasons why the real character of Rusty Fairman
Just
would
wouldn't
not like,
relate to that
yeah.
character.
So but by the time he explained it, I went,
There's no need to be a cunt, though.
yeah, I don't care anymore. I'm done. But it was funny because we're sitting there, and because they kind of take over my office, and off camera he was trying to like not bully me, but he was trying to do. I'm sitting there at the desk, and he walked over and he stared at me. Walk over, and he's tiny. He's little Billy Elliot. I'm waiting for him to do a pirouette, right? And he walks over.
And is he... Because I'm just picturing him as Billy Elliot at that age.
That's how I pictured him.
Yeah, you're like, and you're like, and I was there.
I was,
and
yeah.
I'm still picturing the little boy.
Like, he's doing press ups in between takes, and he's got the real SAS trying to advise him, and then and then he'd walk over, stare at me, and just move something on my desk. Just go,
Oh.
and then walk away, and I'm laughing. Like, you know, I did what you did. I'm like, what's that supposed to, like, continuity? You know, what, you know, it was insane. So yeah, we did
Did
the
you
whole...
not just move it back?
I didn't care. I was like, no one cares. No one cares. We're all acting here.
Now, if he'd walked over and spat in your face,
Yeah.
I'd almost respect that.
I think we'd have a dance-off. Oh, let's
You'd
go, Billy.
lose.
Yeah, of course it works. I can't dance. But it was funny because he was trying to separate all the SAS from the cops, and the rest of the cops were extras. So I was the only paid actor cop. So the extras had to stay out in the cold.
Are the extras not allowed in?
No, they were kept
I've never been an extra.
Oh,
so.
it's insane. They're outside freezing, and I'm given a coat on the inside, and I'm there. And Billy Elliot is trying to separate all the SAS, but the SAS are all actors from here. They're all lads that I've met before, and you know. And it's funny when you watch that movie. All the SAS aren't British. They're all big, like Polynesian rugby player looking fellas, right? It's like they're massive. So, so in the end, because I knew them, I was just hanging around with them, having a laugh. And then Billy Elliot was like,
he's like, you shouldn't talk to him
because he's educated Irish and blah, blah, blah. And then that was it. So he said it at the end of my last day of filming, and I was like, couldn't care less anymore.
I mean, I don't want to be a snooty cow about it because I don't know anything about acting, as I was talking about before. You know, I'm up for the role of sweaty jogger.
Yes.
So,
and you'll get it.
I'm not so sure, but this is my 4th audition ever, right? So there's going to be lots more as I learn how if I can do
That's
it.
how you do it. You wing it.
Yeah, I'm just winging it.
Yeah.
But you know, so I don't really know anything about acting or how you do it or how you get into it.
Yeah.
You know, but there's something feels a little bit like, is it not just like something feels a bit snooty about that method acting?
Yeah.
You know, where can you not just like pretend?
Yeah.
Can't we just pretend?
Isn't it?
that
Because
the whole
we
job?
all played pretend. Like when I started doing a course, performance and presentation, that got me into the diploma and degree, and I was in the class about 2-3 weeks, right? And the second year film where students had to make these movies, make these things, and a teacher that we had, I don't know if I told you about her, she was obsessed with gore and horror, so you had to write crazy stuff to try and get good marks. And
so she was like, and then the blood sprays all over the room.
yeah, like she goes, no, I'm going to show you this movie I made for college, and you're not going to be able to watch some bits because it's too much. And it's supposed to be a girl giving herself a home abortion with whiskey and a hanger, but it's pretty much, it's like the Shortland Street thing I said. You just see a girl holding whiskey and a hanger, looking at the camera, and then we're watching that, and then she's looking at us, waiting for us to go, wow. You know, it's like, it's just a photograph of, it's just an image.
So you don't actually see the hanger going in.
No, and which you wouldn't, because that's insane. So this girl in the class,
she's a coward.
This girl in the class, her name was and she said, right, we need one of the performers from that class. And I've never properly acted before. No, I'm only in the class 2 weeks. And she goes, it's a really serious scene where you're hanging yourself. And
okay.
yeah, and I'm like, okay.
I could do that.
Yeah, and then she goes, she was trying to explain how to do it on a goal post in a football pitch somewhere. And I said, why don't I just, like, to get the image of the feet, why don't I literally hang from my hands? You get the shadow, and then you just fake it with the rope around my neck like that. And then
Which sounds safer.
Yeah, so I'm not going to hang. So we did that. And then there was a bit where she goes, now I need you to cry on go. And I said, I can't do that. I don't think I really cried at that time in real life.
How many actors actually can?
She goes, no,
like,
you're
do
an
most
actor.
of them not lead like fucking...
Yeah, you throw a bit of water in or sniff an onion. Or she, but
I
she
mean,
goes,
I could watch TikTok for a little bit and get
emotional.
weepy.
But yeah, she was like, but you're an actor. You should be able to do it. I'm like, I'm not an actor. I'm in the class 2 weeks. And it was weird. So when I start doing other stuff and I was around other actors, there was an element of that kind of... some of them I couldn't really understand, like the really serious, they take it too serious.
Yeah.
But...
just have fun.
Just have fun, just make up.
Even if
pretend.
you are just killing yourself.
Yeah, it was a horrible
Acting.
script.
Anyway,
Anyway,
sorry. They were singing about women who fixed their clothes and then shagged them.
Exactly, they were, and Bernie's helping went on to marry one.
Did he?
Yeah, smack my bitch. It was Jordan. It was what was it, Hollywood Bull? I can't remember where it was. But it was during the hippies, and the story is that everyone was just,
everyone was just in
Let's
and out
fix
of
that.
That's right.
Yeah, like it was just,
right.
yeah.
Good. You know what? Good old days. The good old days.
That's K Road. Smack My Bitch Up by The Prodigy. Is it A, the time the SPCA took Keith Flint's pet cavoodle away after he slapped the fortune on the corner of his antique coffee table? Or B, some heroin shit.
The time the SPCA took Keith Flint's pet cavpoodle
I don't know how to spell it.
away after he slapped it. Slapped it.
Slapped the bitch, yeah. Slapped it.
Slap my bitch app for chewing the corner of his antique coffee table.
Yeah.
Or B, doing some heroin.
A or B?
Well, I reckon it's going to be B.
Of course it is.
And I'll tell you for why.
Tell me for why.
Because cavpoodles,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
I don't know what that is.
Listen, this was the 90s.
Yeah, true.
Smack
They
my
didn't,
bitch.
they didn't
We-
exist.
That was just a mat.
That was just a mongrel.
It's just a mongrel.
Yeah.
That we didn't. In the 90s,
Yeah.
we didn't fuck about
Nah.
with pretend
Nah,
dog
nah.
breeds.
It's a mongrel, it's a mutt, it's a bitch, it's dead.
That was the three faces of life for a dog.
Don't even worry about puppy. They had to go straight down the mines and work. None of this hanging about being
None
a
of this
puppy.
getting
Tickle me,
trained.
get a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 3.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah. We had dogs go missing. I think I told you the story where my ma told us that we had a dead brother that they murdered.
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
I told you the story.
Because we talked about Fred and Rose West. at
Yeah.
the
Oh,
time.
yeah. So we always had dogs that just sort of came into the house and went, and then they just roamed the streets normally. Like the dog would be
Just
and then-
packs of dogs.
Yeah. And then someone's going, "Ah, your dog's getting attacked," and we're running out. Go fucking. And then once the
Be
dog
like, oh, that's not my dog.
followed, well, not anymore. Did I tell you this? So the dog followed me Halloween, probably the same way you're from. It was a nightmare for pets because lunatics would find a pet and throw it in the fire, right?
Well, no, that's not something.
Where I'm from,
They would just pick
They'd find
dogs
a
and
pet.
cats up and throw it in a fire.
it was in the news where they were sticking.
That's horrible.
I know, it was horrible. They were sticking fireworks up arses of animals.
That's
so
horrible.
if your animal was out at Halloween, place was like the fucking Wild
What's
West.
wrong with people?
It was mental. The world is fucked. So if your animal was out at Halloween, you wouldn't. You'd keep your
You'd
animal
keep your animal
because you
inside.
knew how mental it was going to get. And people were building massive bonfires out of the pallets and stuff like that. So massive bonfires in the field in front of our house.
No, it never kicked off like that.
Oh,
where I'm from. Just
happened.
kids, you know.
It was mental.
We had the dinner lady from the primary school that lived down the street from us, and she'd have a wee party in her garden where you could bob for apples and that.
That's nicer than what we...
She did used to drown cats in it though.
Get that apple! Get that apple!
Get that apple before the cat drowns,
Yeah.
and then you can save the cat. So but that taught me
lovely.
that taught me a lesson about
Holding your breath.
Cruelty.
Oh, sorry. Cruelty. So they find you, and then so one Halloween I went down to this crazy place called Neilstown. I walked all the way there. It's a real dodgy looking shop area, and I didn't know my dog followed me. This is a horrible story.
oh no, don't tell it.
No, but I went
Did
there.
the dog
did a thing.
survive?
I went home and I said, "Where's the dog?" And he said, "I followed you." And I went, "Oh fuck!" So it was gone at Halloween. So my ma was just straight up. She goes, "It's dead now." Right?
Because like the purge out there for pets.
Yeah, she's like, it's gone. It's gone. I'm like, no, we need to find the dog. And here's a bit I only remembered recently, right? We put ads out, not ads, we put stuff out everywhere. And this fella gets in touch and says, oh, we found a dog in our office. And he lived near where it was in the different county where I got the bus back to watch the post. So a different county. He said, we found a dog. And we think it matches the description of what you said. My mother goes, great. So the guy drove to our house. Me and Mark, I think it was, got in his car, or me and Lisa, and he drove us. No parents. We're kids.
Jesus Christ.
He drove us. This is mental. He drove us.
What is wrong?
I know.
with it? What's going on?
He drove into how we survived. He drove us all the way out to this office, right? And we went into the office, and there was a dog there, but it was clearly not our dog. It didn't even match the description. And he goes, there's your dog. And I went, that's not our dog. He goes, do you want it? I said, no, it's not our dog. Okay. And then drove us back. And we're like, how you wouldn't let that happen? Did he have another agenda? And he looked at us and went, nah, they're ugly. We'll drop him back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's what it was just mad, like where you just did stuff. You just go, fuck off.
It's weird that he would drive out and not just take the dog to your house.
Yeah.
And be like, because he was going to have to do that anyway.
Yeah. I need to talk to my mother about this because this is
I think
freaking me
that
out.
might be abuse.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that I'm starting to remember, and she's like, "You're fine." The only time she worried is when it was like Stand By Me. A fella called John, what's his name, Sankey, knocked on the door and said, "Oh, we found a dead body." My mother was like, "No, fuck off. You're staying in."
That's fair enough.
Yeah, but people got shot. There was a laneway beside us, and I was 9 and babysitting. Right? So my parents went to the pub, and I'm 9. Yeah,
That's what we did
it's
back
what
then.
we did, right? And then, so the next morning, and I'm trying to stay up late. You're a kid, and you're trying to stay up late to watch Match of the Day and not fall asleep, you know. And then my parents would come home and with a curry or else peanuts, depending on how late they were out. And then you're like, "Oh, have some peanuts or a curry," and go to bed. And the next morning, the cops knocked on the door, and my mother was talking to him, and then she calls me, and she's like twitching, like, you know, she's like, "So you didn't hear that last night because I was asleep upstairs. I was, you know, in bed. And you didn't hear that, and like, what? What? You didn't hear any noises down the laneway, like?" And she's like trying to not let me say, "Oh,
She's
you were in the
basically
pub."
like,
Yeah.
don't tell on me.
Don't tell on me for leaving my kid alone. I go, no, I heard nothing. And then it turned out it was a
shooting.
A traveller got shot down
Jesus.
the laneway. Anyway,
Well,
next
anyway,
question.
I think Smack My Bitch Up is about doing heroin.
Yeah, funnily enough, in that same area, there was lads doing heroin in the garden once. And I'm not just outside the wall. And my dad just went out and he goes, "Lads, we got kids here." And they were like, "Oh, sorry." And just went around the corner.
Oh, they're very polite.
Very polite, yeah.
Very polite.
Because they want some more heroin.
Yeah.
Of course it's doing some heroin.
Of course it is.
Of course it is, right? S&M by Rihanna. Is it A, she demands a mixture of Skittles and M&Ms in her dressing room?
Uh-huh.
Or B, love, desire, and the complex blend of pleasure, pain, and mad riding? A, B, or C?
Which one's S&M? Is that the one where she's like, whips and
Yeah, whips,
chains
yeah,
excite me?
yeah.
Well, I've got a feeling then, just because of that lyric,
Yeah.
that it might not be about Skittles.
Yeah, it's not about Skittles.
No, I think it's about love,
mad
desire, and the
riding.
complex blend of pleasure and pain and mad riding.
Mad riding, of course, is Waterloo. A metaphor about the failure in comparison to Napoleon's defeat.
Uh-huh.
Or B, what they famously translated eau de toilette to, Waterloo, silly gooses or silly geese.
That's very clever.
I know, I'm really smart.
That's clever.
This whole quiz
Eau de
this
toilette,
week.
Waterloo.
Yeah.
That's, do you know what?
What?
I'm impressed. I like that one. But then you've added or geese.
Yeah.
Silly gooses or geese.
Yeah.
Oh, because, it's your grammar and yeah.
My head is on fire.
Yeah, I think it's a metaphor about
Course it is,
comparison
course
to
it is, course
to
it is.
Napoleon's defeat.
Blowing in the Wind by
Jesus, we're
Robert
going fast. We're
Dylan.
speeding through them now. In fact, this is a marathon.
Oh, just we want to
it's
get to
alright.
want to get to the mad stories.
Oh, okay.
Blowing in the Wind is about war and peace and shit.
Uh-huh.
Or that time you got a blowjob in a hurricane.
Well, I think very topical.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now because of the storm in
Yeah,
America.
yeah,
but
blowjob.
I do think in this occasion it's actually about war and peace. And
It
shit.
is indeed. Lovely song about blowing in the wind. WAP. Mm-hmm. Is it about that time Cardigan B left her pet cat in the rain? Or B, her sopping wet fanny?
Is that a Cardi B song?
Yeah, I think so. That's one of them.
Don't know. Who's them, Alan?
No, singers. It's one of them female singers. You know what I mean? Could be
know.
anyone. Like Dolly
Yeah,
Parton.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, Celine
like
Dion.
Dolly Parton.
This one I did on the radio yesterday. So they're doing this thing. They're doing this thing about famous. Your favourite female vocalist, right?
Uh-huh.
And he asked the comedian beside Penny, and she said Dolly Parton and who else was it? Oh, Bette Midler, right? Two good options, and and then she said Dolly Parton. She had a couple of great hits, and because of the way I've been looked at a couple of times, I was about to go, I know she has, right? But then I went, leave it.
Nah, leave Dolly Parton alone.
Leave the joke. And then he asked me, and I said Susan Boyle, and then they stared
Fair
at
enough.
me. But they stared at me, and then I went Sinead O'Connor. I just changed.
Yeah, I would have just been like, so basically they just don't let you be yourself.
Yeah. So why am I here? It was fun. Yeah. So
Cardigan
it
B, it is Cardigan B, and it's actually about her sopping wet
Yeah,
fanny.
it's a fucking sopping wet fanny. Man Eater by Nelly Furtado. That time she ate the dead man while stranded in the Andes after a plane crash.
Well, she just wants, she wants to know where her home is.
Yeah.
You know, she's like a bird.
Yeah. Where's my home? A woman who uses and manipulates men for her own benefit.
She's a man.
Jump a chump, jump, jump a jump, jump, eat the bum bum.
I think it's B.
Oh, the woman who uses, yeah. It's funny, I had this in the quiz.
Whoa, that one, eh?
Yeah. Whoa, for about 10 minutes before the song starts.
Everybody look at me.
Wah, wah, wah. And I had this in the quiz. I went out to Cleveland. That's a fucking...
Never heard of it.
Same. Took me ages to get out because of rubberneckers just standing there looking at a crash. I was like, get out of the fucking way. And I had this question in, and a man comes up to me and goes, you know that thing about eating the dead man in the... That is a true story. I was like, no, that's why it's in the quiz.
Yes.
It's a joke.
Thank you. Yeah, honestly.
It's a joke.
They're smart, aren't they, some of them?
I don't even think we picked.
No, it's that one.
It's that one. And the final one, before we get into some world as fuck, Baby by Bieber.
Baby.
Is it A, some shit about lost love?
I don't know, that's only the word, that's the only lyric I know.
Yeah, or B, that time Diddy dressed him up as a baby and doused him in baby oil.
I told you what my mum said when she phoned me about all this Diddy stuff. Because,
Yeah.
of course, I don't follow the news, so I don't really know what's going on. I just see people mentioning it online.
Yeah.
And my mum called me the other day and she went, have you heard all this stuff about P. Diddy? And I was like, no, not really. And she went, he raped Justin Bieber. and I was like, did he?
Did it? Yeah.
But no, and then I was like, no way, I'm sure I'd have heard of that if that had happened. But then apparently, no, maybe it might have.
Really?
Well, listen, I'm not getting involved. So I'm going to say that this one's about some shit about lost love.
Officially, I'm not getting involved.
We're not involved.
In the Diddy rape case.
Listen, we were never invited to the parties.
Yeah, absolutely. Did I ever tell you,
I wouldn't have gone anyway.
No, I wouldn't have gone.
I don't think I'd go. Especially if they were like, we're going to be raping people there. I'd be like...
I don't think that's on the
I'd
invitation.
be like, I'll just leave it, thanks. Well, otherwise, how do you tell your guests that
Yeah.
that's what you're doing? If you're going to have like a sort of Epstein, Diddy-style party...
Yeah.
How do you invite people and be like, by the way, just to set the scene, we're going to rape people?
Yeah.
And
Also, can you, because we only have limited supplies of baby oil, so can you be naturally slippy by the time you can you be as slippy as possible?
do you think Epstein was like, listen, Ghislaine is having some trouble at the moment. Can you bring some 14-year-old girls with you?
Yeah. So, I'll just get
Oh, yeah,
just a
no problem.
14-year-old,
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's fine. 14-year-olds always want money for shoes and makeup and
Makeup
stuff.
and
Let's
stuff,
bring
yeah.
them. How do you, and then if they didn't set the scene to say to them, this is what we're doing at the party, then when you arrived at the party and there's poor Justin Bieber.
Bent over the couch.
Don't laugh. But, wouldn't you be like, I'm going to go. Do you know what I mean? Would you not be like if I came into the party with my bottle of Blue Wicked or whatever, like, thanks for inviting me, P. Diddy. You know, and then he's like, no, welcome, have fun, have a good time, go and mingle. And I just walked into a room and there was Justin Bieber chained to a wall.
Gag wall. Baby.
I'd be like, I think I'm going to go.
This isn't for me.
This isn't my scene. Wouldn't you? How does it happen?
I'll tell you, there's I listened to a podcast. Hang on, I'm just getting tissue. I listened to a podcast and they were interviewing a fella who's famous for streaking at like World Cup finals and right. And
fair enough.
Yeah, and he's done it for years, and he's done it at Wimbledon, and he's all over the place.
At Wimbledon.
He's done that everywhere. The Flower Show in Chelsea, right? It's a really good, funny.
Harry and Meghan's wedding.
Yeah. Woo! And it was just like he's telling all these mad stories of how we got it, and then he streaked at the Super Bowl, and he was rugby. He was knocked over by the security guards. And then they took him backstage, and then he kind of became famous from it, right? And then this is before, so he was interviewed before all this stuff came out.
Before all the
right?
Diddy stuff came out.
And he's telling the story, and then he goes, yeah, and then I got invited to, like, parties, like Puff Daddy's party, right?
Hi, Ramsey.
And he said that, hi, Ramsey, and he said that, right? And so I'm, the knowledge now, I'm like, what the fuck is he going to tell here?
So, you just go viral. Because how, Ellen used to, interview people that had gone viral on her show. Some girl for doing a really good job at lip syncing at something and she'd be on Ellen.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that when she came off Ellen, P. Diddy would call and be like, you want to come to a rape party?
But he wouldn't have called it a rape party.
How?
They don't call it rape parties, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. How could he not? You had to say something.
But here's what happened, right?
Could
So
be like, we're having a potluck. Bring whatever you'd like to eat.
Yeah. And don't bring cooking oil. if you know what I mean. Bring a different tone.
Right, do you think it's coded?
I don't know, I've never been. But the story this guy told is that he went to the party and it was in like a hotel somewhere. And he goes, he says, it wasn't a free bar. You had to buy your own drink.
Joking.
Yeah, he goes, you had to buy your own drink, right?
I don't know why I'm more scandalised by that than anything
That's
else.
what he was upset by. He goes, I was like £14 a pint or whatever the exchange rate.
That's
He goes,
shocking.
I just want points.
Put your hand in your pocket,
Yeah,
P.
and then he
Diddy, for
goes,
God's sake.
so then they said, so what happened? He goes, I left. He
Honestly.
left before they got slippy.
Honestly, now I'm like, I wouldn't have made... No wonder nobody knew. Because any reasonable person that would be like, this isn't on,
Yeah.
you know, when they saw the assaults going on, probably just took one look at the fact that there was a price list
There's a price list at the
at a
bar,
Hollywood party.
at a Hollywood party.
That's shocking.
And now I'm starting to think, was he invited
Cheap
because he was running
bastards.
around in the nude? And they're trying to say, "Here, you won't get caught as quick by security if you're covered in baby oil."
They wanted to give him some advice.
Yeah. And then finger him.
Well, yes. Well, yeah, obviously.
P. Diddy has to
that
get
went
something,
without
yeah.
saying.
Yeah, we don't have to hammer home that.
No, but it was some shit about lost love. And I think Baby was, although you know it could, you know, now I'll listen to it again with a new lens.
Yeah, you listen with lenses. Well, of course it was some shit about lost love and
Bless him, poor Bieber,
poor Bieber, poor Slippy Bieber.
poor rich Bieber.
This is our